Hey, what's up? This is Anglo-Saxon here. A couple of months ago now I did a video on top techwear bags, and one of the brands that I included was Orbit, who at the time I didn't really have that much experience with or hadn't really heard of them. They're an Indonesian brand doing small runs of kind of tech-approved bags and accessories and that sort of gear. These guys make messenger bags, backpacks, little mod accessory type bits to go on there, different straps, etc. in a similar way to Mission Workshop and Bagjack and those kinds of brands, but at a way lower price. Is this a bit too good to be true, or is this a great bag platform at a surprisingly affordable price? Luckily, Orbit were able to send me a couple of bits to check them out, so we're going to find out exactly how good this stuff is. So the main event here is the R201, the messenger bag. Now this retails at $79, which compared to a lot of other things, and indeed compared to some of the other bags that I've checked out already, is really pretty low. Unlike the 0608 bag from a couple of weeks ago, this is definitely big enough to be a single all-purpose bag. And that of course is facilitated by the massive number of pockets on this thing. If you undo the main flap, you'll see separate compartments for laptops, you'll see a couple of different zipped compartments, there's a whole bunch of different things going on here, so if you're carrying a lot of different things, then you can easily find different pockets for all of those. If that's not enough though, you might have noticed the webbing that is both present on the outside and on the inside of the messenger bag, and that is there because you can start attaching some of Orbit Gear's little accessories, mods they call them, onto these parts. They sent me this one, which again is surprisingly functional. There's a couple of different pockets, the whole thing folds out so you can get quite a lot in there, and as I say, you can either attach that to the inside of the bag or on the outside. It goes on quite securely. There's these little clips on the back that you thread through the webbing and then you snap shut, so it's not going to come out too easily, but it also isn't that difficult to switch things around and mix them up a bit. So if you want to use this for like a travel wallet or something, but you also feel like a lot of the time you want it nice and secure in the bag, you can clip that on the inside, no problem, and then when you want to use it, maybe just take 5 or 10 seconds, just unclip that and then pull it out again. You can stick it on the front underneath the main flap, however, because of the positioning of the webbing, it means that you can't stick it straight on. You either have to have it a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, and looking at that totally like gets my OCD. But if that doesn't bother you, then that's fine. There are some other bits you can do with this little mod that are quite cool as well. There are some points on the back that you can attach a strap to, so you can actually turn this into a teeny tiny little side bag type thing. So that's pretty cool, both the fact that you can have it on its own as a bag or part of a bigger system. I think that gives it some nice functionality, which is pretty good. Obviously this is pretty small if you're just going to carry this around by itself on a strap, but it's big enough to hold, you know, wallet, keys, phone, bags of flour, herbs and spices, whatever you want really. The other thing you can do, something which they have on Orbit's website, is that you can thread your hand through here and use it as like a little clutch tech purse type thing. I'm not really sure if I'm woke enough to be walking around with a little clutch bag yet, but another little option should you decide to use that. Let's talk a little bit more about straps. The default one, the one that comes with a messenger bag, is this nice big thick chunky number. Good if you're going to be carrying a lot of stuff in this bag because it's got some nice padding, it's nice and thick, and also this shoulder strap can't actually be adjusted too far away from the bag itself in one direction, so it means that if you want the bag like hanging down really low, you can't really do that because then the padded part is going to sit kind of weirdly, so you do have to wear this fairly high up, but it doesn't look weird or anything, so I think that's fine. You can also swap the direction of this, so depending on what shoulder you have the bag over, you can swap it around so that everything kind of makes sense and works fine. The standard strap by itself certainly does do a decent job. It's pretty comfy, looks good as well. However, they also sent me the Axis strap. In my mind, this is a bit of an upgraded version just because of how cool I think it looks. It's got some olive colouring in there, there's some extra webbing, there's some more kind of adjustable bits so that you can mess around with the height a little bit more, and then you can clip that little excess bit of strap back round onto a loop, which I think again looks pretty cool. On both straps as well, you can connect a little 3-point harness to the opposite corner of the bag to help keep everything nice and stable, in the same way as the Patagonia Atom Sling, for example, and myriad other bags that are out there. The build quality here seems super impressive. Everything is nice and thick, it's sturdy, the laptop sleeve part is padded, the strap is padded, nothing feels flimsy or like it's going to come off or anything. I certainly have no doubts about this lasting well. The only thing, as you can probably tell, this is not a water resistant material. There's a bit of it on the front, but that's more an aesthetic thing I think. So I wouldn't go out taking this out somewhere in a downpour, but for most situations I think this will be fine. There's a couple of other touches that are worth mentioning. As you can see, there's basically no visible branding on here, which is, in my mind, always a good thing. There's a very small little Orbit logo kind of tag thing on the inside of the bag, as well as a little Made in Indonesia tag, which is quite cool. There's also a blank piece of Velcro on the front, so you can attach a picture of your favourite waifu or whatever else you want if you do want something that makes it a little bit less minimal and have something a bit more exciting going on the front. But by default, this bag is pretty understated, pretty minimal, which I like, apart from the strap, of course, which has quite a lot going on in terms of techwear aesthetics. If it sounds like I've been pretty positive about this bag so far, it's because I really like it, and honestly, I think this is probably one of the best things that I have reviewed on this channel so far. It's got massive amounts of functionality with all those different pockets and stuff. It's got customizable, expandable design with those different mods and that kind of thing, and the ability to just take out little parts of those and wear those by itself, depending on what kind of situation you find yourself in. I think design-wise, aesthetic-wise, it looks really good, especially with that Axis strap. I think that really helps things. Definitely perfect from that classic techwear perspective, and I know that they've got some more cool stuff coming up as well. I've seen some kind of reflective-y type things going on as well, so those are definitely something to look out for. Seemingly high quality as well, everything feels pretty rugged and pretty sturdy, and all of that at a way lower price than its competitors. This bag, the Messenger for example, retails at $80, which compare that to Mission Workshop, compare that to Bagjack, or of course compared to Acronym, you're going to be paying way more for any of those brands. This seems to offer basically everything that I could want from a messenger bag, and at a surprisingly affordable price point as well, so I'm not really sure how much else you could ask for, really. Yes, there are a few very minor criticisms you can make of it, like that mod not attaching straight on the front, although there are probably other mods that would attach straight on, like the default strap not being adjustable from one end, which kind of lends itself to being worn at a certain height, although the Axis strap, which again I think looks really cool, that one is definitely more conducive to adjusting, so that kind of solves that problem. So in conclusion, I wouldn't just recommend this bag if you're looking for affordable techwear stuff, but if you're looking for a messenger bag in general, I really think that this pretty much ticks every box that you could want, and certainly for me, this is going to be my messenger bag of choice going forward. So that's been everything on this Orbit bag. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on this. Whether you would be tempted to go out and buy something like this, or whether you'd be more likely to stick to those tried and true brands like Bagjack, for example, even though they seem to be way more expensive whilst offering a pretty similar sort of product. If you enjoyed this video, do make sure to give it a like, and this video is a little bit of a midweek bonus one since it's Christmas, so hopefully there will still be one on Sunday as well, so look out for that one, and I will see you in the next video. Shout out to the Watsons who suggested that I do reviews of other people's fits. I do like that idea, and it's something that I've thought about before, but there's a couple of kind of pitfalls, like you know, roasting people's fits and it devolving into like, oh, how much is this person's outfit worth? But I've kind of been a little bit skeptical, but if there's a cool way that I can think of doing it, then I will do that for sure. And shout out to Franklin Whiteman. Honestly, if you enjoy these videos every week and you like them and you comment on them with something relevant or whatever, then that's pretty much all I can ask for. I've got no plans to like set up a Patreon or anything like that. So yeah, if you're supporting the channel, then that's perfect. If you like this video, you want to see some more, there's going to be some previous videos going there and there. And if you haven't subscribed, but you want to see some more videos, because there's going to be more coming up soon, then you can hit that button on that side, and then you can subscribe.